Hello. We have come together one more time because this game just wouldn't let me go. We finished the story and all that, but then the game decided that there should be this third-class cabin, which apparently is a frigging Somnium, and so now we're gonna see what that's about. And then we're gonna do some other stuff, which should conclude our adventure. And then I'll give some of my thoughts, and that'll be the end. Which would probably make for a pretty short episode, but we'll see. Maybe the Somnium is super duper long. A loud noise startled Ivo awake, and her eyes snapped open. As they adjusted to the light, she realized that she didn't recognize her surroundings. Ouch. With a crack, Ivo's head connected with something metal. She rolled over and threw out her hand to steady herself, but she found herself groping at empty air. Her balance lost, and her still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Ivo tumbled down to the whole cold gray floor. She looked above her with an angry scowl. She finally understood where she fell from. A 3-bed bunk bed. She fell from the top bunk. Ouch. Her shoulders, knees, and back were in pain. But her head got the worst of it. There's a vibration coming from the floor. The whole room was shaking. Ivo didn't know what could be causing it. I feel like for just a regular boat or train or something, it's shaking too much. So maybe we're burrowing through the air, through the earth, with some huge drill at the front or something. Ivo brushed her body off and stood. She slowly looked around. And she whispered, "Some kind of escape room." Ivo stood in a room so unfamiliar to her, it nearly made her forget the pain in her body. Eventually, the shaking subsided. Is this the gigantic? A strange silence started to fill the room. Now that sounds a bit more like a ship. In the distance, the sound of metal. Ivo looked about the room. An antique stove. A 3-bed bunk bed with thin mattresses. And number 5. I feel like I've seen this. Is this the same room as, like, maybe in 999 or something? Maybe. There was another set of beds on the other side of the room. On the wall was a slightly rusted iron door. It stood as firm and cold as a stone monument. The first thing that caught her attention was the writing. There was a number written on the door with red-to-red paint, or maybe it was blood. Fine. Or maybe, it's meant to be something else. She stared at the number and slowly approached. The thing with the card key certainly looks familiar. Maybe it's from one of the other nonary games. I feel like this is a recreation of something we've played before. She tried shaking the L-shaped handle on the door. Pushing and pulling did nothing. Beside the door was a device that appeared to be some kind of card reader. Ivo closed her right hand and pounded on the metal door. No response. She lifted her left hand, and at that moment she noticed something peculiar. She couldn't keep the question inside. Ah ha ha ha, yes, yes, yes. It is indeed a very familiar sight and a familiar room, eh? On her left wrist was a bracelet totally alien to her. A digital number was displayed in the center. It couldn't be, of course. There was only one number displayed. Not that she knew what that meant. Aibo was confused, but decided her first course of action should be to take the bracelet off. She turned her wrist off as if taking off her watch. There were no clasps on either side of the bracelet. She turned her wrist the other way. She noticed protrusions coming out of each side of the display. Maybe. She pressed it, but nothing happened. The digital face did not change at all. Aibo tried to remove the bracelet by force, but... The metal bracelet was tight around her wrist. She let out a frustrated scream. This situation made no sense to her. Her head felt like it was going to explode. Well, I don't know if this is like a one-to-one recreation, but I do wonder if the things she's saying are also what the protagonist in that game said. I don't recall those details, you know. A sharp pain in her head caused her to lift her vision. She discovered a window opposite the door. It was similar in style to those found on ships. She slowly walked up to the window. Outside was pitch darkness. She squinted into the dark. In the next moment... The window shattered. Water started pouring into the room. Aibo shouted and turned around. She charged to the door. No answer. The water was rising quickly. It sloshed around her knees. Aibo wiped sweat from her brow and looked around the room. Let's hope there's no time limit, even though it kind of makes sense for one to be there. 6 minutes, 1 person, 5 door. Sure. Upon waking up, Aibo realizes she's on a strange ship. Solve the mysteries and escape from the third-class cabin. 6 minutes though, huh? Can I? Nope. Can't see. Well... Okay, time isn't really passing when I look around, that's good. Blue briefcase, I mean, we don't have any idea for the code yet, so I guess checking that doesn't make sense. And we can't check the bottle for some reason. On top of the stove was a faded pot. Well, let's see if there's anything in here. Huh, looks like there is. A key? That sound sure is familiar. This key's pretty small, definitely not for a door. What is it for then? This key's blue. Is it supposed to open something else blue? This is the door to the stove. Well, it opens easily enough. Sure wish the door to get out here was easy to open. As easy to open, whatever. A screwdriver, huh? Wonder why that's here. A normal screwdriver. Doesn't seem to be anything special about it. Items obtained can be checked from the clue list. A corkboard. There's a note on it. I guess whenever there's like multiple things on top of one another, we just kind of go through them. Just one action. Right. There are red and blue triangles on the note. I think that's like... I don't remember how the puzzle went, but you know, maybe it's just a value thing. Like, you know, filled out red triangle is worth less, or you know, than empty red triangle and then blue and then, you know. Something like that. Below is a right-facing arrow, pointing to something red and something blue. There's a picture frame on the shelf. No picture frame, there's a picture of a ship in it. Of a ship in it, sorry. There's screws keeping the back on. Well, the screwdriver got those screws off easily enough. Okay, I guess I didn't have to do that myself. And here's the picture. A photo of a ship. It looks like an old cruise ship. Aha. On the back of the photo were 10 symbols and numbers. Should I take a screenshot of that? I guess I'll do it real quick. The symbols were all the same shape. The top row was empty and the bottom row was filled out. Can I... Nope, I can't look at our items from here. Was the position of the triangles different too in that note, the note we found? The top row was empty and the bottom was filled out. What does this mean? But wait, shouldn't I also look at the other part up there? Looks like I can't. Well... Guess we'll check the bed. I can't bring myself to call this a bed. It feels like a board with a sheet on it. It's pretty flat. Uh-huh. Piece of paper under the pillow. A paper. Squares? Who put squares into my triangle thing? On it is a blue shape and a red shape. This time it goes from blue to red. Below is an arrow pointing to the right. Pointing to something red and something blue. I feel like the translation here is off or something. Uh-huh. A small red key is... red key. Is this for opening something red? Apple tries to leave, but something stops her. Leave what? What? The person in the mirror was not herself. Okay. She whispered to herself. What happened? Or was this the second game rather than 9 persons, etc, etc, etc? Ban this stupid bot. Or did the first game also have a, let's say, twist like that? I'm not sure. Well, those lines weren't in those games, I'm pretty sure. At that moment, a memory came back. It was the last memory before I woke up in the room. Uh-oh. She got home a little past 12. Ibo ran up the stairs to open the door to her room, room 201. Aibo's home, a modest studio apartment, on one that 63,000 yen in rent could buy. So I guess this isn't actually quite Aibo the way we know her, but like as a person in the viewer.
ただいまーって返事はなくてもつい言っちゃうんだよな。
As she entered the room, she pressed the switch on the wall. The ceiling lights flickered and emitted a dull white light. This could also very well be from that other game. This very screenshot.
はあ、今日もよく働いたぜと。
She was familiar with the scene in front of her. In the corner of the room were magazines and dust-covered college textbooks. CD cases scattered around, jeans and t-shirts left on the floor. But this time, something was different. The night wind made the white lace curtains waver, carrying the scent of tea bottle. Did you? Confused, she slowly crept up to the window. It was open on the side. She stuck her head out to check. Aibo closed the window. When suddenly... Ah! She turned to face a specter of a man dressed in black. He wore a hood and a gas mask that concealed his face. Who are... She tried to scream, but no sound came out. Aibo fell to the floor with a thud. She saw white smoke pool around her. Smoke emanating from what looked like a grenade. Everything was going white. Even the thoughts inside her head were going white. A voice rang in her ears. It sounded scratchy, noisy, a distinct hissing growl. That was her last memory before waking up. Aibo's consciousness melted into the white fog. Aibo clenched her teeth and tried to remember how the man looked. Yeah, and they were wearing a gas mask or something, so it's hard to tell what they looked like. His voice was definitely modulated by something, and his body was cloaked and concealed. Aibo didn't have a clue what that meant. But the memory lingers. Also, I just realized, while looking at the screenshot that I made, there are indeed squares in there, 2 of them in fact, so that explains things. Oh, it's like, you know, it's a series of games. They're pretty good. Pretty damn interesting. I will punch the mirror. Okay. I guess I'll check the door, even though I'm not sure that'll accomplish anything. What is the meaning of this number? And there's a lever on the device. Maybe if I lower this. She lowered the lever, but all it did was emit a strange sound. The lamp is still red and the display didn't change. Now we can finally check this. Water is pouring into the room without pause. It crashes through the window like a waterfall. Obviously the fact that the glass isn't being moved at all, the bottle there. It's kind of crazy. Plugging up the window won't halt the flow of water. The only way to save myself is to get out of the room. I need to seek a way out. Oh, I thought we'd get to that bottle, but... Okay. Well, we got a red safe and a blue safe. And we got these notes. Yep. That one. Where's the what's the screenshot though? Which note is that? I mean, not that it matters, I guess, because I have that as a screenshot. But still. Well, if we go with this, oops, sorry, I want you to look at the other one. If we go with this, I mean, I guess with this, we're supposed to figure out the codes, I guess. And maybe they actually, you know, maybe like the left half here is the first half of the red suitcase's code, and the right half is the right half, the second part of the the red suitcase. You know what I mean? So with this, I guess we're supposed to find out what the... I mean, I guess, yeah, it's pretty clear what each number represents. So the blue code would start with... I mean, I guess I'll just try to write it. If I write it down, though, then... I will just try to remember it for now. So we start with the full blue thing, which is apparently 0. I guess the one problem is that there's no color representation on this note that I have, so it's possible, I guess, that there's something else that I'm missing, but I think it's probably fine. Right, like the triangle looking like that is only once here, I'm thinking, yeah. I think so. And I think so. So for blue, I guess we would have 0 to 6, 3. 0 to 6, 3. Okay. And then the red one would be 7, 7, 4, 8, 5. That seems reasonable enough. Let's start with blue, I guess. There's a lock on this briefcase. It won't budge. Bulge? It won't bulge? Hopefully the blue key will come in handy. Ivo tries to put the blue key in the lock, but it's not opening. Looks like I need a combination to unlock the briefcase. 0 to 6. Ah. After setting the number and turning the key, the sound of a lock opening rings out. Looks like there's something in here. What is this, a file? Inside the file was a piece of paper. Digital root. Oh yeah. Let's see. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single-digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. Example, I guess. The digital root of 678 would be 6 plus 7. Haha, funny, 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 funny! It's funny! 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 8 would be 21. And then 2 plus 1 is 3, and so it's 3. Yeah. Therefore, the digital root of 6, 7, 8 is 3. The digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 would be 1. Therefore, the digital root of 1, 2, 3, 8. Oh, looks like there's something on the back of this thing. Of thing. There are so many typos in this. Like, I guess maybe they this is like just a little bonus thing, so they didn't pay as much attention, but my goodness. A stack of key cards. We need the digital root of 5, I guess, to get out of there. Huh? There's a number written on each card. 6, 7, 8. Does that mean something? Maybe. Where's the red one? Here. Well, alright, I take that back. Guess I can move the dial now. Wait, what is that? In fact, it's not doing anything at all. No, I guess. Whatever. So, it looks like I'm gonna have to put in the right numbers and then turn the key. I do that, and this thing should pop open. I feel like they meant for this to be red first or something, and then the blue one. Because the blue one didn't have this. And now it seems redundant. 7, 4, 8, 1. These look like key cards. There's a number written on each card. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Well. So we have 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3. How do we get a digital root of 5? I mean, maybe there's a limit to how many cards we're allowed to use, but my first thought would be, since we don't have a 5 card, obviously that would be too easy, to get a 14. And since we have 7, and then we could also use 1, 6, 7, for example. Right, that would be 1 plus 6, that's 7, plus 7 is 14, and then 1 plus 4, 4 is 5, bada boom. Let's see if we can use 3 cards or not. Maybe you slide the card in here, in there. I guess she just tried random shit. There aren't any more cards in here. I've only got one other hint. I know! That file said something about the digital root. What am I supposed to do with? There's 5 on that door. Yeah, thanks for making it too easy. It was already easy, but come on, man. I'm not really sure about this. Whatever. It's worth a shot. Mm-hmm. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. A digital root can be made with 3 of these numbers. 1, 6, 7. There's probably other combinations. Maybe, maybe not. Whatever. Maybe. With determination, she lowered the lever, which resulted in a different sound than from before. That sound, did it open? The red lamp is green. It must have worked. That was the last obstacle. Escape! Yippee! Alright. Wow. Updated tips. You found it. Huh. Right. You found it was what it always said, wasn't it? Seek a way out. Classic. Awaken. You found it. -9. Clear the third-class cabin. No death game this time. Bracelet has been unlocked in the bonus menu. What? Oh, I guess that's just the outfit. An outfit thing. And some new stuff here, I suppose. Wonder how you unlock all of the stuff that I didn't get. 5? Oh, yeah, so they eyeball things, I guess. I see. Clearing a Somnium was more than 1 second. I see, okay. So, those were also rewards for the more than 1 second thing. Well, fuck you, okay? Fuck you. I did perfectly on all the Somniums and you can suck my nuts. Where's the new stuff? Is this new? Uh-huh, no. I mean, I guess that's technically new, yeah. Not really interesting, though. What? Unable to obtain while locked. Unlock all dream albums to unlock. Whatever, man. Let's hear some songs, I guess. We've heard this one a bunch. But I guess one more time can't hurt. Oh, wait. Oh. I guess I slowed it down by hitting down on the D-pad. From start, nerd. A grand finale. That's the one at the end, I guess. Lyrics, UI, background character. Oh wait, no, background. Like background and then also character. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Tamo. Too sexy for this world. Hey. Old school outfit. Hey. Hey. Maybe it's just the hairdo, but I do think this Mizuki looks nicer. It's probably just the hairdo. Hey, but there's my wife though. How's she doing that? This guy. They got everyone in here. Hey, my best friend. Hey. Your hands are kind of going through your body, but that's fine. Hey, that's my other girl. Nope. That's young Mizuki. Young girl. And there we are back to the lead. Trying to get back to my wife, there we go. Well, we just heard the full song, so I guess we will return to bonus. And then hear Mami's song. No characters, no dance. Okay. So now we still gotta unlock the final eyeballing. And then I think we're done. Since we're on Mami's song, I guess. You know, I'm a little bit sorry for how much I doubted her, even though she did turn out to be, you know, involved in various ways. But I think it's like, with what we saw and how we saw it, she was like hard not to find suspicious. And I was right about a lot of the things that I thought she did, like her being the one that was fleeing from the scene that, you know, in the cathedral that first time. I was of course totally wrong about how she like manipulated the terror or something, that kind of stuff. But you know, it was just I was just shooting in the dark. And my point is, she was intentionally, or maybe not even intentionally, but unavoidably suspicious. I'm not entirely sure if this is the second time we're listening to this now, but I think it's not. I think there was like a crescendo in instruments, like we have more instruments in here now than at the start. And I think there's probably a longer pause if the song does restart. That third class cabin extra chapter was cute, I guess. A fun little extra thing that they threw in there. Like, it can be forgiven for, you know, being basically completely unoriginal, right? It's just like, I'm pretty sure it's literally the exact same puzzles. And most of the same writing and stuff. But it can be forgiven because even without that, this is a full, you know, game of its own. And then they just threw us that little extra Easter egg, you know? So that's cool. I'm trying not to, like, talk about my thoughts about the main game yet. Even though we are given this time during the song. But I will wait. Love you. Okay. So, bonus hints. Menu for purchasing viewing bonus content. You can purchase the content with a... Okay, wait, it's not actually hints, it's just... What is this, basically? Costumes improve evaluation result. Here's Somnium with more than 1 second left. Quickly find 5 items. To find her content by yourself. Try to find her content by yourself. I guess we found all the her content. And actually, these are hints. This is the tutorial. Wait, no. This first part made it sound like it's just a tutorial. Insomnia, choose option that hasn't been chosen before. Clear Somnium with more than 1 second left. Find a hidden item. Grow a new eyeball into an adult. But I guess these were the question marks, and we got them all. I do think they should have added a way of getting into the pause menu just from the start menu. Because now I gotta load into a save file again. And that just seems a little silly.
この世はただのシミュレーション。
But here we are. Did anything about our evaluation change? I guess maybe when we played that gave us another one. Do we have a hint for any of these? I guess there's a VR section that I didn't do perfectly. Where? When? How? And then what are these? Like, these are all endings, I guess, and we got all of those, it seems. Unless there are 2 secret endings. How about we check what those are? Because I think on Steam you can just kind of look. Apparently 37.5% of the players have the You Found It achievement. But 50.3% of players have the end. You know, the one we got at the end there. Anyway, view my achievements. Global achievements. So we didn't clear the Mizuki Chapter 2 Clear VR section perfectly. I guess maybe though that was one of the ones with one of those puzzles that I struggled on for so long. I guess, you know, where I entered the wrong code or whatever a bunch of times and that took away the perfect thing. And then there's Ado Rooster. Ryuki Chapter 4 almost get cursed by Ado Rooster during Shoma Somnium, the chicken curse. That sounds interesting, but I guess I missed that. High Inquisitor. Find all evidence perfectly during Amame Somnium. I mean, I guess I didn't try to find everything, so didn't know there would be a reward. I mean, an achievement, but still a reward, likely. Clear VR section perfectly with Ryuki Chapter 1. I don't know what I did wrong there, but whatever. Stand boss. Inspect every object in boss's room. My room is in the same state. But I did that! I did that though! Fuck you, I did that! I scanned everything the first time I was there. Fuck you! Maybe because some things got added. Or some, I don't know, man. Fuck you. Fuck you, I want that achievement. You owe me that achievement, game. Then another VR section we didn't clear perfectly with Ryuki abilities. An awkward Halloween. Chapter 0 in Ryuki Somnium, wear the pumpkin loafers and a metal pipe. Shibuya style. We did wear the pumpkin. I didn't find any loafers though. Xemon Master, hatch the black and white bear and the wanderer during Iris' Somnium. We only got one of those. Hanako's nightmare bad end. See Hanako during Amame Somnium. Having any dark dreams of late? What? Gotcha. Collected all adult type eyeballies. We're going for that one. Power Gamer, collect more than 20,000 eyeballies. Thank you for picking them all up. And Cornea Collector, find all the hidden eyeballs in Somnium. You're the master of hide and seek. Yeah, I don't care about that one. I kind of want to see the Hanako's nightmare bad end. Let's first, though, get that eyeball thing. Now that we have the power of infinite time or free questions, whatever. Unlike the eyeball is function. Wait time for questions and now 0 seconds. Right. Picture book play with eyeballies that you haven't met in the past function. So what we need is I think Amame? No. Actually no. No. Oh, right, Iris. Iris is love, I guess. But let me open the other page I had just in case. Iris is loving. And then from here, from there we need to be brave or impish. Yeah, sure. Like means loving, right? Yes. How do you like your engine to be supplied air? Supercharger. That's crazy. It's a big roast pork pie. We have Mizuki. Shirt. I'm gonna try not to reload on your questions and stuff because we can just restart for free now. That's it. What would be loving? Movie title? Nope, that's crazy. Shark thingy? That's gluey. What kind of tsukkomi do you like? Hey, that's the first question. Metaphorica? Doesn't exist. Simple. Playing along. Probably playing along is loving, right? Yeah. Right, slap some sushi fries on it, spin it, and... No, idiot! How do you like your engine to be supplied air? Well, Supercharger apparently wasn't loving. Turbocharger. That's impish. Hey, we got Iris somehow. I guess if there's, you know, multiple tide, it just produces at random. Okay, but now, from here, we want to be brave or impish. What should I do if I saw a UFO? Brave or impish, huh? Get on. Nice. Amazing jump powery, almost as much as Mizuki. What track and field event do you like? I have no idea which of these is supposed to be which, but let's go 800 because maybe that's good. Yay. I'm not much good at medium distancey. What phenomenon do you like? Rapping sound? Poltergeist? Ectoplasm? Near-death experience? That sounds brave. Yeah. I've done it before, eh? Does Santa really exist? Doesn't exist. It exists. I'm Santa. You become Santa. I feel like it exists would be loving. It doesn't exist would be... mean. I don't know. I'm Santa. Hey, nice. Hey, give me a reindeer. What kind of music do you like? Obviously, death metal is brave, right? That's impish, but impish is fine. It's so deathy. What kind of dance do you like? Kathakali. That's impish too. That works. It's one of the 4 traditional Indian dances. I like it. Haha. Gotcha. Like all of the little type eyeballies, and it's boss too. Yippee! I became an adulty. Thanks for talking to me so much. What is your complex? Food complex. Because the others, no thank you. Remember to hydrate. An old lover. I resent you. Can't forget. Delete it from existence. Forget and proceed. I don't know. Forget and proceed. Oh, the goody two-shoes. I don't like those types. Anything you want me to do? Believe no. Play with me. Yes, time yet. Talk dirty to me. Play with me. I put bags of flour in your bag. Okay. What do you want from host clubs? Stress relief. Totally, I release all my stress at the store. Where's your favorite wine from? Chile. I like it too. It's the fruity medley of flavor. How old is an old lady? 100,043. Don't say childish things. I'm gonna get mad. How do you like your coffee? I don't. Drip. It gives a good, strong flavor. I guess we're just gonna get infinite questions. Which is good, because we want to, you know more about Boss, even if it's an eyeball version of her. What's your favorite vegetable? Carrot, I guess. I don't like tomatoes. Why are carrots called carrots? Why not? What is love for you? Baby, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Once a type of biology program, something I don't want lost. Easy to live. It's a type of biology program. I don't like talk with no thought behind it. What is I for you? Body, heart, world, existence. I guess if we're understanding heart as like how you think, how you feel, then I guess that's my answer. It's the 9th letter of the alphabet. What do you want from host clubs? Okay, we gotta repeat. Healing. Totally, going there looking for healing is so dumb. Okay. How old is an old lady? 62. Right, I thought that would be the case. Talk dirty to me. You swine, you said you would go to Tenjiku with me. What? Okay, well, it seems like the questions are repeating now. The bitter and sour flavor is notable. Okay. Reason to live. You mean AI, the Somnium files? Please take good care of it. Wow. Alright. We did it. We got bossy. Gotcha. And now we gotta get that Hanako ending. Okay. During nightmare irreconcilable. Irreconcilable, right? Reading the torn up magazine. I guess first we save. Nightmare reconcilable. Start sync with unlimited time. Yeah. Stop playing the current one. Won't be able to obtain bonuses tied to time-based clears. Yeah, that's fine. And here, now we have our outfit, our cat ears and such. Right, we gotta check all of these. Oops. In the Somnium inspecting right. Okay, no time limit. The magazine is not even here yet, so I guess first we gotta do some other stuff. Talk. What was it? Shut the fuck up! This, I think? Yes. The people, what happened? The patterns were all similar. I'm not getting my button, but it shouldn't be disconnected though. Nope, yep, now my controller is clearly still working. Okay, I don't know why I needed to click on the game, I guess. Whatever. Press play. No, wait, show evidence? What was it? Show evidence. What you said. This. Now there's the magazine. I guess I'll save and then I'll check again what we're supposed to do. Wait, I didn't. I noped out. Hopefully we can quickly get a quick load. Yeah, right? Surely. That is after my last save, at least. There are only a couple of seconds, so I don't know how much it matters. Yeah, no, it just brings us right into... why did I reload? Why did I hit to the side? Why did I do that? That's such a waste of time. Self-inflicted harm. God fucking damn it. Shut up! Just let me do it, Jesus Christ! Oops. Oops. My bad. Got it ahead of myself. But we got infinite time, so it's fine. In the game, we do. Out here, I just wasted like 2 minutes or something. Maybe more. Save. Yes. Okay. Reading the torn up magazine. And then maybe it'll just make sense from there. From the way the sentence goes. Read.
断片的にしかわからんが急降車3階のトイレ水を流すレバーを上下左右下下と倒すと出現する花子さんの噂
Wait. Let me copy that screenshot.
何かの裏技みたいだな
Do I... Wasn't there... No, was there a toilet in the thing? Or do I just enter that anywhere? Ah, it is only... It is only possible to be obtained during a normal sync, not an unlimited sync. It can only fucking go. Why didn't I read? Because I didn't want to get spoiled, but like, god damn it, why would they do that? So what's happening? Jeez, why were they over there? That is so obnoxious. Holy fuck. Apparently you just enter the code in that text box when it shows up. But I'm not entirely sure. God, I'm so mad that I'm having to do this for the third fucking time now. One time was definitely my own fault.
玉の情報
But the fact that I can't do this in the unlimited sync makes no fucking sense. I'm straight up just gonna save right after this, so I don't have to sit through this entire beginning bullshit again. Holy fuck. Hey, you talking? Yeah, you whatever. Whatever, is that true? Show evidence. Hey. Okay. My goodness.
残り5分を切ったわ。
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
バラバラになっ砂糖
I guess I'll use a timey, why not? Got enough of them anyway.
断片的にしかわからん。急降車3階のトイレ。水を流すレバーを上下左右下下と倒すと出現する花子さんの噂。
I did enter the code, I'll do it again, I guess. Oh, okay. I guess I had to also hit A afterwards.
花子さん
Toire no Hanako is one of those very well-known Japanese folk tale, horror story things. Maybe one of the, if not the most well-known. Roll credits. Yay. Huh. We did it, everybody. We accomplished greatness. I guess we gotta once again go somewhere to maybe get the, get into the bonus and maybe get a score up or just unlock stuff. Got my best friend Moma and some big boobs here, so what could be better? No rank outside. But hey. That's important. See Hanako during Amamis Somnium. Having any dark dreams of late? Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Guess let's just open the flowchart while we talk about things. I guess maybe that'll allow me to do some stuff. So, since I guess we've done everything we wanted to, here are my thoughts about the game. First word is just, I liked it. It was an interesting mystery with fun characters, just like the first game, I guess, in that regard. And it had some interesting twists. And I really liked that we got Mizuki, two different versions of her, basically. Two different characters, really, but, both of them called Mizuki, as protagonists. And then Ryuki was interesting because of the crazy shit. So, without the craziness, he'd be kind of bland, I guess, kind of just a less interesting Date. But because he had those issues, that made him interesting to play. And also to experience as, an NPC in Mizuki's routes. And Tama. I really like Tama. She's a great eyeballing, and I'd like to see more of her. I also really like Tokiko, like for one, She's got the... I don't know. She looks nice, I guess. I just think she's kind of cool. But I find her interesting as a character in the story. Because she could have very well been like most other characters, right? Where she just contributes her part of it, and that's it. But she was more than that, right? Because she really was right. This world is a virtual thing. It's fake. It's a video game. I'm the player. This is the game. They are living in a virtual reality. She was right. She was right about everything. And that is interesting. Not the fact that this is an illusion or whatever, but the fact that she's right, and I guess the space, the way that shifts the view on this world, I guess you could say. Because, you know, we were all fighting for reality and, you know, trying to overcome the terror who was trying to brainwash, quote-unquote, everyone. And, you know, because he is obviously wrong about this being fake, and we can't let him do this, and blah, blah, blah. And while it is still correct of us to stop him, his methods were horrible. Tokiko was right. And in the end, right, if we do this, which we did, she gets her wish, basically. She gets to break out of this fake world. But it seems like she's the only one, right? From what she was saying, I guess, you know, I guess from Nyx's teachings, she should have been in favor of what Terror was trying to do. Which was like opening a tear in reality, basically, or fake reality, you know what I mean? So that everyone can awaken out of this together. But it seems like her ultimate goal was just for herself to leave. And with the way that this ending kind of changes reality, if you let it, she essentially does so with no sacrifices. And that's interesting. But this throws up the problem of, is this ending, you know, the one where everything's good, yippee, yippee yay, Kizuna can walk, Komeji's alive, only assholes fucking died, and the criminal behind it is in prison. You know, all of that. Like, that is technically... Like, or rather, can we even accept that as reality? I mean, everything's fake, so I guess it's as much real as the other endings. But it just kind of throws a wrench into the perception of this entire reality, I guess. This entire fiction. Because, you know, if it can just shift like that, then what the fuck? And I guess the main question is basically what counts as canon now. Because, you know, what you think counts as real and whatnot, you know, that's once again down to philosophy and whatnot. And I'm just wondering what's supposed to be canon, right? If this was a standalone game with no sequels, I feel like we'd be free to think about that ourselves. But since there is a sequel, I am wondering where it will continue, and I feel like it's this. After all the struggles with Kizuna not being able to walk, all that stuff. But, you know, since this ending isn't exactly hard to find, right? They straight up just give you the code, and then you just gotta remember where to use it, which shouldn't be that hard. Like, I was thinking about it the entire time, maybe not everyone would do that. But so if you once you get the code, I mean, hey, slightly more than 50% of people got that achievement. So I'm gonna say most people who actually care about seeing everything would get that ending. So they could conceivably use that as the, you know, continuation point for the third game. I mean, maybe the third game will play somewhere else entirely. The only thing I know about it is that it has Date's name in the title. So I'm assuming he's in there. But it could play, you know, in the past, between the first and second game. I don't know, could do anything. But I'm assuming it will clear up which of these endings is supposed to be canon. And like, even though this ending, where everything is happy and stuff, is nicer, obviously, the fact that we fought for the other ending, there was so much struggle and back and forth, and you know, we earned that one. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We had to earn this one, so it feels more fitting to end the game with, rather than, you know, we gave Ryuki the knowledge of the past, of the future, and so now he could clear everything up and now everything's good. Which is technically also earned by doing this. But you know, it doesn't have that same feeling behind it, because nobody remembers. Except for us, Ryuki, and, well, Tama doesn't remember, but she was told. And I guess he might have told the Mizukis. Not sure. So that's an interesting point about this game for sure. The thing, so back to just the game, I guess, as you know, as a how much I liked it and stuff. I do think the mystery was really interesting, and the way it was told made things, I guess, probably more interesting. But I don't see any reason for them to, you know, to originally tell it like this. And even essentially, right, we weren't able to do Mizuki's half until after we were done with all of Ryuki's stuff. And I don't see a reason for them to, like, obfuscate what is in the past and what is in the present, and who we are, other than to obfuscate it and make it more mysterious. Right? There isn't really a logical story reason. There isn't anything that forces us to see it like that. It's just kind of only there to facilitate more mystery. And in that way, it's kind of not fair. I don't know if anybody playing this figured out that, like, you know, there are two different Mizukis being played. Like, before... Like, I don't know which chapter it was, but, you know, I kind of had my ideas once we found the outfit that Komiji, like, that Komiji must have put into the trash, even though it should have been in the past and that should have been in the future, present, whatever. There might have been signs before that, but I feel like they intentionally started ramping up the hints towards that at the very end. I don't know how much there was at all. So I don't know if anybody would have had a good reason to guess this, you know, the entire time thing. There's probably subtle hints that you can notice on a replay. But I think it's intentionally, you know, not made to be found, basically. And I'm not sure how cool that is, I guess. Because, as I said, it's just kind of... It's just obfuscation for obfuscation's sake, and nothing else. It's not even like what's it called? An unreliable narrator or something. It's just literally the game telling us, this is 6 years ago, this is the present. It's just straight up lying. The game itself. Not somebody that should, you know, could conceivably have a stake in this. A narrator, a whatever. Straight up just the game itself tells you. That's kind of weird. It did make for like an interesting realization, right? Once I was like, wait, How is this supposed to be... Wait, what's going on with time? And, you know, I thought maybe time itself was just being fucky because of the TC Purge virus or something, changing people's perceptions and whatnot. Though that didn't really... That still had oddities about it. That explanation would have been weird. And then finding out, oh, that's how it is. You know, cleared up a lot, if not all of those questions. But again, like, it's not a twist about the story itself. It's a twist about how it was told, and that just feels weird. But it's still made for an interesting mystery. And then I'd say maybe the Somniums were a little better, maybe than in the first game. There were like 2, right? This one, I think. I really didn't like that one. One, because the fucking... Oh no, the eyes in the books, they don't count. But the eyes over there that aren't even aligned properly, those do. That shit was fucking nonsense to me. And then the fact that even after I didn't make any mistakes, I still barely made it to the end. What the fuck is the balancing here? So that one bothered me because of that. And I think there was another one that I really didn't like. But for example, the one in the Terrors, or the Terrors Somnium, I liked that one because it was basically just puzzles to solve and not really any guesswork. I mean, you know, there's some guesswork involved with the puzzles, I guess, but... You know, like the one where you had to kind of see the letters lined up on that chart and then be like, oh, I guess that's to the left of the thing and that's the right. You know, that's like a bit of guesswork, I guess, since you can't be exactly sure how it's supposed to be solved until you try, I guess. But I'd still say that's, you know, that's puzzle solving and not random guesses. So I like that one. And then a lot of them were just kind of, you know, made enough sense. Like the one, like, Lions, Somnium with the flying around and stuff. That one felt pretty reasonable and, you know, gave enough time to not be stressful. It's just weird that the balancing, I guess, of the Somniums is so all over the place. I still wish they just didn't have the time limits. I don't see the point. And also, like, sometimes we used Somniums, like syncs, when it didn't really make sense to me. Like, I brought that up multiple times, but like, multiple times, characters didn't want to tell us something. But then they did agree to come with us, do a weird thing, and some of them seem to have known what a sync is and others didn't. But like, even like, if I don't want to tell you something and you tell me, hey, come with me for a minute, I'd be like, no, thank you. But with like the exception of like a few, like twice or something maybe, there was never the impression that we like forced them, that we knocked them out and then did that or something. So the logic there just is kind of weird to me. Similarly, how we use this VR investigation thing some of the time when just looking around in the real world would have made more sense. Like, you know, when we were trying to see what the switches do in that one place or something. Why would we do that in VR space where we can only make assumptions, rather than in the real world where we can just test it out? It's just a little strange. There's some weird spots, I guess, where they kind of forced the gameplay systems that they had already made, I guess, instead of just being like, yo, let's just do the logical thing. But, you know, it's not a big deal. End result is still fine. But yeah, I'm curious how the story proceeds. With 2 Mizukis now, apparently one of them, you know, getting her heart disease fixed, so I don't think she'll be out of the picture or anything anytime soon. And Tama and Ryuki, I guess. Maybe Marco will get an actual speaking role. A male eyeball? That can't be. Anything else I have to say? I was always a little scared to mess up the quick time events. I think I literally only failed one of them at one time. But I'm always like, oh no, I don't want to fail this one. Oh. But that's just a me thing. I guess the bonus stuff like the eyeball-y, the Tamagotchi thing, it's a cute idea. There's some funny bits of text in there. But I feel like the system is a little annoying. And the fact that I couldn't find a fucking guide online that just tells you what answer gives what points is insane to me. It shouldn't be that hard to make. I could make that if I wanted to. Especially now that I have, you know, no time limits and whatnot on that. How can there not be a guide like that? That's crazy. It would have made things so much less annoying. And then the way, you know, it was kind of shown where I thought there was one left for Mizuki's childy, I guess, for example. Maybe that's a skill issue, but I thought that was just not too well shown. But, you know, that's a minor issue. It would have been nice if the outfits and stuff that you unlock could be actually shown, you know, basically all the time. Or at least in the Somniums, all of them. But I guess they wanted to make sure the cutscenes don't look too silly or whatever. As if they weren't already silly a lot of the time. But once again, those are minor issues. I'd say the drama, the familial, interpersonal drama that they showed in this game was maybe a little less moving than in the first. Not so good though. I guess my favorite part was definitely the Mizuki double act, you know, and their relationship and how that all played out. You know, lion, fucking weirdo, and Kizuna getting together was also precious. And Gen, you know, Gen deserves love. And once again, you know, coming back to what I said earlier, I'm a little sorry about how much I sussed out Mame. But as you know, as I said, like with the way this was told, it was hard not to view her as more than just somebody who did something in the present, rather than who might have been involved the entire time, because the way we were told this story was very misleading. So I can't take the full blame for that shit. I guess that's mostly what I have to say. My standout, though, I guess, other than the two Mizukis, is definitely Tokiko. I wonder if we will ever see her again. Like, if the game picks up after the ending with the dance credit song thing, then I feel like maybe we won't, except in like a flashback maybe or something. But if we pick up off of the other one, then I can see a future of her making another impact somehow. Though it would be odd for her to show back up in this reality, so maybe from outside somehow. I don't know. But she said we might meet again, so right? And that is all, I suppose. Lots of craziness. Lots of good stuff. the sync system still needs to change, if you ask me. It wasn't as frustrating as in the first game, but I still just don't want to have that time limit stress, bro. But yeah, I guess that is the end of the AI, the Somnium Files nirvanA initiative, where the ultimate winner of it all was, of course, Tokiko. But the real winner is me, because Boss is my wife, and so is Tokiko. And also the big boob receptionist, and the sexy nurse. They're all my wives. And with that, I'm gonna thank you for watching, hanging out, and, you know, adding those finishing touches to our nirvanA initiative playthrough with me. And I hope you come by again. Probably tomorrow. Where we will do something, I don't know. There's even a small chance, I guess, since the stream was so short, that I will think of something else to do today and start another stream, but probably not. If this stream had been like half an hour or something, I might have done that. But it was longer than that. But maybe. Just come on back whenever I'm here. We'll make beautiful music together. So, until we meet again, who knows what for and when, I say otsukare-sama. Bye-bye. Actually, hold on. I do want to see what she says when we put on that armband. But also, Aibo telling me something that will get me excited.
相棒、なんかテンション上がる話してよ。昆虫で画像検索をすればテンション爆上がりだぞ。さ。
We got the despair bear. Nice impression. Oh yeah, cute.
命をかけた決断をしたくなるな。にゃおん。
And then we have...
生活しづらそうな手だ。
Seems like it, yeah. The other one especially, though.
こんなグッズまであるんだな。人気あるのか？
These hands also seem... impractical.
これをつけて豪華客船にでも閉じ込められたい気分だ。
What number's on it? Is it 5? I can't see. Wait, I mean, I guess on the thumbnail on the left, there's a 5. Alright. And with that, I guess we're actually done. So, otsukare-sama and all that. Bye-bye.